The invisible decrease is a great technique to have in your toolkit, and if you're a big fan of the single crochet amigurumi, making lots of things in the round or spheres, then you're definitely going to want to understand how this one works. Now, when I first started, I simply used to crochet 2 stitches together, but I used to find that it gave me either a little bit of a bobble or a bulk or a stretch, and I would find that I would have holes. So to make the invisible decrease, what you're going to do is you're going to work into the front loops only, and by working in the front loops it prevents you from kind of pulling and puckering the stitch together. So you're going to do a single crochet, you're going to place your hook into the first loop of the first stitch. You're then going to spin back around and place your hook into the first loop of the second stitch as well. So essentially we're placing into our work in 2 places all at the same time, so that we can put yarn over and pull through both of them at the same time, and then we can yarn over and we can complete the stitch. Now there is a little bit of tugging, can you see where we've pulled up? But if we were to then go into the next stitch, make sure we pull this quite tight before we do, like that. If we go into the next stitch, what this is going to do is it's going to very nicely, can you see, we've created 2 stitches to 1, but looking at that row you would hardly know. So let's let's crochet a couple more. We'll spin back around and we'll give that another go. So single, 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 and then we'll do a couple of decreases here. So insert into the first loop of the first stitch, spin back around, inserting into the first loop of the second stitch, yarning over, pulling through both of those, yarning over and then pulling through to complete the stitch. It's always good if you're doing your decreases with a normal one in between, because obviously too many decreases together is going to make it more obvious, but I don't know that many patterns that call for, you know, them to be all bunched up. So at least 1 single crochet there, and we'll decrease these ones. Oh, I've got a frog in my throat. It must be this lovely froggy green yarn. Pardon me. There we go. So I've inserted my hook into the first and the second stitch, front loop only. If you find that you're struggling to pull it through both of these at the same time, it really doesn't matter. The key to this is about it being neat. So if you have to do one and then you have to spin it and then you have to do the other one afterwards, it really doesn't make any difference. And then if we yarn over, complete our single crochet at the end, and let's just take a look at that row. We can see that we've decreased because certainly we're starting to get that little valley, but what we can see if we take a nice close look is there's a really neat amount. If I pull, there's not too many gaps. I mean, evidently you can see a marginally slighter hole in the stitch below because we've obviously put 2 stitches into, you know, the same, we've kind of pulled it together, if that makes sense. That was a little bit complicated. Chrissy, come on. All you need to know is it's neat, it's really easy. Please do have a good practice, and I hope you use the invisible decrease for all of your work and find it as kind of brainwave as I did when I discovered it.